ॐ प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः.
Namaskar everybody. நான் அப்பப்போ சொல்லிட்டே இருக்கேன். Chapter 2 and Chapter 18 are the primary windows to Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 2ல பின்னால வரப்போற எல்லா டாபிக்கும் very briefly touched upon. That is, all that is going to be discussed later are briefly touched upon in Chapter 2, while Chapter 18 summarizes all that has been said. ஸோ நம்ம வந்து சாப்டர் 2ல இருக்கிறோம். சாங்கிய யோகா மேல போலாம். நம்ம போன வாரம் பார்த்தோம், as a first step to removing the guilty feeling in Arjuna's mind about killing others, Lord Krishna establishes the fact that the human body is different from the Atma that dwells within. ஆத்மா அழியாதது, ஆத்மா is indestructible எல்லாம் சொல்லிட்டு லார்ட் கிருஷ்ணா firms up that point by saying that even if one thinks Atma has a birth, even then one has no right to grieve over it. Because எதுவும் பிறந்ததுன்னா இறந்துதான் ஆகணும். Anything that's born is to be gone. And anything that is dead has to be born again. அதனால வருத்தப்பட வேண்டாம் சொல்லிட்டு, and Lord Krishna firmly tells Arjuna, ஆத்மா வந்து indestructible. அதுக்கப்புறம் Lord Krishna slowly takes Arjuna to introduce him to the path of Karma Yoga. So he says, Karma Yogaல எஃபர்ட்டுக்கு வந்து எப்பவுமே end இல்லை. Whatever little effort is done, proportionate to that, the result will happen. And he says, a person in Karma Yoga should have a steadfast, focused mind இருக்கணும். And கர்மாவை வந்து for the sake of karma பண்ணணும். இதெல்லாம் போன வாரம் பார்த்தோம். இப்போ இன்னைக்கு மேல பார்க்கலாம். இன்னைக்கு நம்ம பார்க்க போற 4 ஸ்லோகாஸ் from chapter 2, ஸ்லோகாஸ் 44, 45, 46 and 59. So Arjunaவை, to make Arjuna to do his duty, that is to fight the war, Lord Krishna now introduces Arjuna to Karma Yoga, that is doing karma for the sake of karma. And he also tells about the people who are non-karma yogis, but அவங்களோட aim is always with ulterior motive of seeking pleasure and to gain power or the wealth. So Lord Krishna says a karma yogi does a duty without desire, without attachment, with a focused mind. இதெல்லாம் கேட்ட உடனே Arjuna's curiosity is kindled. So he is interested in what Lord Krishna is telling him. So Arjuna starts asking questions, which is a great sign for a person to come out from there and to show interest and to start asking questions. So Lord Krishna kita Arjuna asks him to explain to him more about the characteristics of a person in the Karma Yoga. So Lord Krishna tells him a Karma Yogi does it for the sake of a karma, and he has no desire, and he has no material thoughts in mind. And Lord Krishna says the Karma Yogi learns to control his desire. And நல்லது வந்தாலும் கெட்டது வந்தாலும் he doesn't get affected. That is, in the face of prospect or adversity, a Karma Yogi does not get affected. He maintains a neutral mind. And he's saying that the Karma Yogi learns to control his senses. அதை சொல்லும்போது Lord Krishna further says how difficult it is to control the senses from seeking the pleasure objects. And அதை எப்படி பண்றதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு, so Lord Krishna then takes Arjuna slowly towards Bhakti Yoga, focusing the mind on some superpower. அதை தான் இன்னைக்கு பார்க்க போறோம். We'll go to the first shloka.
भोगैश्वर्यप्रसक्तानां
भोगैश्वर्यप्रसक्तानां
तयापहृतचेतसां
तयापहृतचेतसां
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः
समाधौ न विधीयते
समाधौ न विधीयते
Bhoga Aishwarya Prasaktanam Taya Apahrita Chetasam Vyavasayatmika Buddhihi Samadhau Na Vidhiyate. So Lord Krishna says, Taya, அந்த மாதிரி flowery language சொல்றவங்கள கேட்டுட்டு, the people who listen to the others flowery languages, what happens to them? Apahrita Chetasam, they also get carried away. And then what happens to them? Bhoga Aishwarya Prasaktanam, they also start getting attracted, believing that end in life is enjoyment, sense pleasures, and the wealth. So for such people, Vyavasayatmika Buddhihi, that focused mind which we talked about earlier, as a prerequisite for a karma yogi, the focused mind with determination, he says, Samadhau na vidiyate. It's never possible for them to get such a status in their mind. So Lord Krishna says, the people with flowery language, they deceive themselves into believing that it's only the worldly pleasures and the enjoyment of wealth is the aim of life. They cheat themselves. Not only that, listening to their words, the others also, the innocent, gullible people, அவங்களும் அதுதான் நிஜம் நம்பிட்டு, they also follow only the enjoyment, pleasure seeking as their way of life. And such people, the focused mind, which is a prerequisite for a karma yogi, that is doing karma without looking for the phala, for those people, such focused mind never becomes a possibility. அதனால Lord Krishna urges Arjuna to stay above that and stay firm as a karma yogi. விளக்கம் பார்க்கலாம். For those who pursue pleasure and power exclusively, whose minds are robbed away by these flowery words, well ascertained understanding does not take place in their mind. They say everything is in the mind. Mind என்ன சொல்லுதோ அதை தான் பாடி கேட்குது. Our actions are originating from the mind. அதனால அவங்களோட thoughts, the words, the action எல்லாமே goes topsy-turvy. தமிழ்ல விளக்கம், இவர்கள் சொல்லுவதை கேட்டு மதிமயங்கி போகத்திலும் ஆட்சியிலும் பற்றுருவோருடைய நிச்சய புத்தி சமாதியில் நிலை பெறாது. சமாதியில் நிலை பெறாது means it will never stay in peace or it will never be equanimous or ஒரு balanced mind அவங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கவே கிடைக்காது. மேல போலாம். A brief explanation on the three jargons used in the next shloka 2.45 may make the understanding of this profound shloka easier. ஒவ்வொன்றா நான் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றேன். முதல் ஜார்கன், த்ரீ குணாஸ், the behavioral traits. See, உலகத்துல, in this universe, everything is of these three gunas, the characteristic behavioral traits. நம்ம எல்லார்கிட்டயும் இந்த மூணு குணம் இருக்குது. And incidentally, chapter 14, Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, dedicates one full chapter in explanation of these three gunas. அந்த டைம்ல நம்ம டீடைலா பார்க்கலாம். இப்போ வந்து to know the three gunas that exist in all of us are sattva guna, rajas, the rajo guna, and tamas, the tamo guna. The sattva guna is characterized by those people who have strong sattva guna. They are supposed to be the seekers of knowledge and peace. Rajo guna stronger இருக்கிறவங்க action oriented and aggressive. இந்த தமோ குணம் tamas ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்கிறவங்க lazy and mean minded. As I had mentioned, all of us have got all these gunas. Only the degrees vary. இது வந்து similar analogy சொல்லுவாங்க. The basic colors in the paint industry, the three basic colors RGB, red, green and blue. By judicious mix of these, we can get many other colors. அதே மாதிரி தான் இந்த சத்வா, ரஜஸ் அண்ட் தமஸ் நம்ம எல்லார்கிட்டையும் இருக்கு, வேரியிங் டிகிரியில் இருக்கு. சத்துவ குணம் ஜாஸ்தியா இருந்ததுன்னா ஒரு மாதிரி பிஹேவ் பண்ணுவாங்க, ரஜோகுணம் ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்கிறவங்க வேற மாதிரி பிஹேவ் பண்ணுவாங்க, அண்ட் so also தமோ குணம் இருக்கிறவங்க, தமஸ் ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்கிறவங்க. So aim is to elevate them from tamas to rajas and rajas to sattva and go beyond that. That is the point. The second jargon is dualities in life. It's called the dvandva. In life, most things come in dual opposites. For example, inbam tunbam, happiness and sorrow, ரெண்டும் மாறி மாறி வரும். They are opposed to each other, the two extremes. லாபம் நஷ்டம், profit or loss, வெற்றி தோல்வி, victory or defeat. இது வந்து they follow a cyclic pattern, மாறி மாறி வரும். So a person with a steadfast mind, இதனால எல்லாம் அஃபெக்ட் ஆகாம he should try and keep an equanimity of mind, neutral mind, balanced mind. That is what the point here. The third item is yoga kshema. யோகாங்கிறது வந்து the earning of wealth, க்ஷேமாங்கிறது preservation of that. So a lowly person will spend a major part of his life into earning and saving wealth, whereas as he goes up in his order of the gunas, he should slowly detach himself from these material acquisitions and safety concerned with those and look for bigger things. So a detachment, a yogi is reputed to be endowed with a sense of detachment. So Lord Krishna is urging Arjuna to keep all these three in the mind and to go beyond that. Let's now have a look at the shloka.
त्रैगुण्य विषया वेदाः
त्रैगुण्य विषया वेदाः
निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुन
निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुन
निर्द्वन्द्वो नित्यसत्त्वस्थः
निर्द्वन्द्वो नित्यसत्त्वस्थः
निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान्
निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान्.
Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that given the qualifications, capabilities of Arjuna, what would Lord Krishna expect Arjuna to be as an ideal person? Shlokata paakalam. Traigunya vishayaha vedaha nistraigunya bhava Arjuna nirdvandvaha nitya sattvastaha niryogakshema atmavan. So Lord Krishna addresses Arjuna as Arjuna, O Arjuna, Vedaha, in the Vedam, the scriptures, Triguna Vishyaha, they are based on the three gunas which we talked about, Sattva, Rajas and the Tamo gunas. The universe is bonded by these three gunas. Therefore, Lord Krishna advocates Arjuna that Arjuna should be Nistraigunyaha. Arjuna should rise above these three gunas. That is, Arjuna should get into the yogic path and then stay above this. And Nirdvandvaha, கொஞ்சம் முன்னால் சொன்னா, and the duality, not affected by the duality, Arjuna should rise above that and maintain a equanimity of mind. And Nitya Sattvastaha, so always he should stay in the neutral path. So Arjuna should rise above the three gunas and he should not be affected by the dualities of life and he should maintain a neutral path. And he says Niryogakshemaha. Niryogakshema. So now, neither interested in accumulating material wealth nor in protecting them. That is, rising above the worldly requirements. That is a sense of detachment. So he says, அந்த மாதிரி இருந்துட்டு ஆத்மவான் பவ. So focus your mind on your true nature, that is Atma oriented. So Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, rise above the three gunas, Sattva guna, Raja guna, Tamo guna. These are the ones binding factors. And if you are above this, you come out of the bonds. And so he is telling Arjuna, you become Nistraigunyaha, above these three gunas, Nirdvandvaha, above the dualities, not affected by them, and Nitya Sattvastaha, maintaining the equanimity of mind, neutral path, Nadunilaimai, and Niryogakshema Bhava. Niryogakshemahangiradhu வந்து not interested in accumulation or preservation of the wealth. And Atma, that is about the Atma, the true self. It's not the body. You are much above that. Imperishable. அந்த ஆத்மால மனசை வச்சுட்டு then you continue on the yoga. That is the path for elevation, Lord Krishna says. விளக்கம் பார்க்கலாம். The Vedas deal mainly with the subject of the three modes of material nature. O Arjuna, become transcendental to these three modes. Be free from all dualities, from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self. தமிழ்ல விளக்கம், மூன்று குணங்களுக்கு உட்பட்டனவற்றை குறித்து வேதங்கள் பேசுகின்றன. அர்ஜுனா, நீ மூன்று குணங்களையும் கடந்தவன் ஆகுக. இருமைகள் அற்று, that is துவந்துவா இல்லாம, எப்போதும் உண்மையில் நின்று யோகக்ஷேமங்களை கருதாமல் ஆத்மாவை வசப்படுத்தியவன் ஆகுக. So Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna to rise above all this and focus his mind on the Atma, the imperishable, which is part of the Paramatma, which is the universal truth. மேல போகலாம்.
यावानर्थ उदपाने
यावानर्थ उदपाने
सर्वतः सम्प्लुतोदके
सर्वतः सम्प्लुतोदके
तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु
तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु
ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः
ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः
श्लोका 2.46 यावान अर्थ उदपाने सर्वतः संप्लुत उदके तावान सर्वेषु वेदेषु ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः. அந்த விஜானத்தகாங்கிறது வந்து அறிந்தவனுக்கு, எதை அறிஞ்சவன்? ஆத்மாவை பத்தி தெளிவா தெரிஞ்சவன். The one who has understood the Atma. பிராமணஸ்ய மீன்ஸ் that learned person. அவனுக்கு வந்து வேதம்ங்கிறது, வேதம் இஸ் ஜெனரல் வேத வாக்குன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. The ultimate. It stipulates the do's and don'ts in life for the common people in this universe. But Lord Krishna himself says now, அந்த வேத வாக்கு கூட இந்த மாதிரி ஆத்ம ஞானம் இருக்கிற, ஆத்ம ஞானம் இருக்கிற லேர்னட் பர்சனுக்கு the வேத வாக்கு has got no relevance. எப்படி சொல்றாரு அது? கம்பேரிசன் ஆஃப் சர்வதா சம்ப்ளுத உதக்கே. இஃப் எல்லா பக்கத்துலயும் சுத்தி வந்து வாட்டரா இருக்கிற இடத்துல யாவான் அர்த்த உதப்பானே, a small pond, what relevance will it have? ஒரு ட்ரை பிளேஸ்ல தண்ணியே கிடைக்காத இடத்துல a small pond will have lot of value, lot of meaning. Whereas when the full place is flooded with water, such a small pond has no meaning. So this person who knows the Brahma, Atma Jnanam இருக்கிறா, that karma yogiக்கு, he is beyond all that. So the Vedas stipulations and the pond, flooded placeல இருக்கிற pond, insignificant pond இருக்கிற மாதிரி தான் தாவான் சர்வேஷு வேதேஷு. அதே அர்த்தம் தான் எல்லா வேதத்துக்கும் in front of such a learned person. Isn't it a very high level of consideration for the karma yogi, the Atma Jnani? விளக்கம் பார்க்கலாம். For the person who is aware of the self, that's Atma, all the Vedas are of only so much use as a small reservoir is when there is flood everywhere. தமிழ்ல எங்கும் நீர் நிரம்பிய இடத்தில் ஒரு சிறு குட்டை என்ன பொருளுடையது? அன்ன பொருளே ஞானமுடைய அறிஞனுக்கு வேதங்களும் உடையன. ஸோ இந்த ஆத்ம ஞானம் கிடைச்சதுன்னா all of the things become irrelevant, insignificant. அதை தான் சொல்றாரு. So let's go more. Lord Krishna Arjuna கிட்ட சொல்றாரு, one has got right only for doing the work, not in the results of work. And he says one should do the work with the attitude of karma yoga, without desire and with detachment, because anything done with desire, it is far inferior to any work that is done with a sense of karma yoga. So Lord Krishna இந்த மாதிரி கர்ம யோகாவோட டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்லாம் சொன்ன உடனே, after listening to all this, Arjuna seems to get interested in what Lord Krishna is talking to him about, because he feels that there is a solution for the problem that he has been going through. First, ஆத்மாவை பத்தி சொன்ன உடனே, indestructible nature of ஆத்மா சொன்ன உடனே, அந்த guilt feelingல இருந்து வெளியே வரதுக்கு, for Arjuna, he has a scope to come out of the guilt feeling. Second, What should he do? What should he not do? And the dilemma the karma yoga path appears to be a good solution towards that. So Arjuna asked Lord Krishna to tell him more about the description of such a sthita prajna, the steady-minded person, the karma yogi. Arjuna wants to know, how does he talk, how does he walk, how does he sit, all that. So this is a clear sign that Arjuna is getting attracted towards the teaching that is happening to him from Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna tells him a steady-minded person is not affected by adversities, and he does not have the longing, fear, or anger in his mind. His mind is very clear, buddhi is clear, intellect is steady, and he is not affected by the situations, because our problems happen in life on how we are affected, how we react to situations, than by the situations themselves. So Lord Krishna says that Sthita Prajna is not affected by the situations. He does not rejoice when something good happens, nor is he dejected when something unpleasant happens to him. Then he draws a parallel to a tortoise which withdraws its four legs and head when there is a sign of danger. Lord Krishna says this Sthita Prajna manages to control his sense organs, because all problems in life again occur because the sense organs seek the pleasure chasing the sense objects. அதை கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணிச்சுன்னா வாழ்க்கையில ப்ராப்ளம் எல்லாம் குறைஞ்சு போயிடும். ஸோ desire of gratification for the sense organs. இதையெல்லாம் சொன்ன பிறகு அர்ஜுனா மைண்ட்ல கொஞ்சம் தெளிவு வருது. So Lord Krishna is now taking it further.
विषया विनिवर्तन्ते
विषया विनिवर्तन्ते
निराहारस्य देहिनः
निराहारस्य देहिनः
रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य
रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य
परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते
परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते.
Essence of karma yoga சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கும்போது Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that a karma yogi will do his task with a sense of detachment, without desire, fear, or anger. And he also said that person with a steady mind, sthita prajna, he will have all his senses under his control. And the sense organs என்ன, கண்ணு, காது, மூக்கு, வாய் and the skull, உணர்ச்சிகளை கட்டுப்படுத்துறதுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. That is controlling our feelings, which are because of the sense organs of eyes. Eyes wants to chase all that it sees. The tongue wants to taste everything that it sees. அந்த மாதிரி those five sense organs, he said, like a tortoise, if we manage to control the sense organs, that is through the mind, the problems will be out. He will get a atma jnanam. But then the question arises, is that a permanent solution, or will it arise again? The sense control, is it a temporary thing, or is it a permanent one? அதுக்கு தான் the answer comes in the next shloka. Shloka பார்க்கலாம். 2.59 விஷயா வினிவர்த்தந்தே நிராகாரஸ்ய தேஹினஹ ரசவர்ஜம் ரசஹ अपि अस्य परम दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते. So இதில் என்ன சொல்றாரு, நிராகாரஸ்ய தேஹினஹ, the sense organs, if the person stops feeding them, that is, if he controls the sense organs from going after their sense objects for the pleasure, vishayaha vinivartante, and the slowly it becomes a habit. The experience of that sense pleasures slowly goes out of his mind. That means the habit is forming, but then it's not a permanent solution yet. Lord Krishna says, Rasavarjam, and the taste of that, the traces of the memory of those sense pleasures, because he has stated, the person has tasted earlier, that memory still stays in the mind. அப்ப என்ன, how do we get it? Param drishtva, he has got the Atma Jnanam, and if he starts understanding that this Atma which is in every human body, that is called the Jivatma, this is a subset of the whole set which is a Paramatma. They are all part of that. And when he diverts his mind to Paramatma, the self-realization, vandavadne asya rasaha api nivartate. அவனுடைய அந்த மிச்சம் இருக்கிற the traces of that desire also will go away. So he says this is a permanent solution to get rid of the taste for the sense organs. That is totally keeping the senses under control. இதுக்கு ஒரு உதாரணம் சொல்லுவாங்க, எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்லுவாங்க, அனாலஜி சொல்லுவாங்க. The seeds, they are dormant. Ana, if you put it in the mud and if there is water also, it will start sprouting up again. So when there is an opportunity, the senses will behave like that. How do we stop the seeds from sprouting again? They fry it in fire. அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணதுன்னா the seed will never sprout again. Same way, that fire is in the mind. Atma Jnanam, Paramatma, Atma Paramatma, that is the Atma in every body, human body, which is part of the whole, the entire universe. And the feeling when the Jnanam vandodne, that senses are entirely under his control. அதுக்கப்புறம் சாப்பாடு எதிரில் வச்சா கூட, even if the food is there in front of him, the senses will not reach out to that. That's what it means. It's got a profound wisdom in it. விளக்கம் பார்க்கலாம். For the one who does not feed the senses come back to oneself with the longing remaining behind. Having seen Brahman, that is when the self is known, even the longing goes away. தமிழ்ல விளக்கம், தம்மை கவராத ஜீவனிடமிருந்து விஷயங்கள் தாமே விலகிக் கொள்கின்றன. எனினும் அவற்றிடம் உள்ள சுவையை இவன் மறப்பதில்லை. பரம்பொருளை காண்பானாயின் அச்சுவையும் தீர்ந்துவிடும். So Lord Krishna suggests a remedy as a sense control, and he gives a permanent solution methodology how to do the sense control. That is through the self-knowledge, therefore from the Atma Jnana going to the Paramatma Jnana. It's got a profound wisdom in that. Please look into this again, introspect. So இன்னைக்கு we saw Lord Krishna telling Arjuna the importance of karma yoga, the characteristics of a karma yogi. A person who does duty for the sake of duty, karma for the sake of karma, without any ulterior aim of a gain. A karma yogi is with a focused mind, with the detachment, no desires. He doesn't have fear or the anger, and he has a control over the senses through mind control. But idhula kuda Lord Krishna exercises a word of caution to Arjuna, saying that அப்படி கண்ட்ரோல் வச்சிருந்தா கூட சென்ஸ் ஆர்கன்ஸ் அந்த டேஸ்ட் ஆஃப் சென்ஸ் பிளஷர்ஸ் போயிருக்காது. அதனால அதையும் traces of that also, memory of the sense pleasures also to be removed. அதுக்கு Lord Krishna suggests that focusing the mind on the superpower, the Paramatma, is a solution. So Lord Krishna gradually takes Arjuna through the path of Bhakti Yoga. இதைத்தான் இன்னைக்கு பார்த்தோம். Very useful messages, very powerful messages for practical life. அடுத்த வாரம் மேல கொண்டு போகலாம். Take care. Namaskar everybody.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.